Heyhoo und willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Genshin Impact. Es geht direkt weiter mit der Quest. Ich habe gerade überlegt, soll ich... Nee, ist keine Hauptquest. Ich mach die halt so viel schneller fertig als mit Ether. Macht mal Ether stärker. Dankeschön.
Here, should do for catalyst purposes.
Gut, okay, ich bin fast eingefroren. Aber wir haben einen schon. Das heißt, hier ist der zweite.
This one, usable with a bit of polish.
3.
What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Gut, dann sag mal wohin. Okay, ich meine, ich sehe es ja eh schon. Genau, weil hier war ich schon. Da ist auch die Zeichnung schon. Wie kam die vor uns hier an?
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here.
Was ist das? Meint er das? Nee, der meint das. Okay.
My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
Vernünftig? Ich hätte gewettet, dass selbst Paimon und ich näher miteinander verwandt sind. Was? Ich verstehe kein Wort. Was ist?
Consider, you don't have a vision,
Ja.
but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements.
Also sind wir Schleime.
Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world... Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great, I'll leave you to it.
Und was ist das da?
Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, er trinkt das zuerst.
In line with my expectations. Ready to drink.
Okay.
Remember to keep calm at all times. And breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Experimenteller Trank. Du, bist du sicher, dass es mich nicht umbringt? Müsste der Trank... Ah, da ist der Trank. Okay. Experimenteller Trank. Ein Trank, der von Albedo mit Hilfe von Alchemie hergestellt wurde. Er hat eine ganz besondere Farbe. Laut Albedo war das Ergebnis genauso, wie er es erwartet hätte, sodass er ohne Probleme getrunken werden kann. Anwenden. Ich brenne. Hallo?
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face.
Es brennt ein bisschen. Ich möchte mal sehen, wie das... Es brennt ein bisschen. Ich möchte mal sehen, wie du was davon trinkst. Es brennt ein
You said you
bisschen.
tried some already. You sure it was ready? What happened to him?
Ich weiß auch nicht.
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that.
Hä,
This
aber...
potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drink some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig.
Weil du dir um das Testobjekt Sorgen machst?
But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world.
Oh.
Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety.
Das war jetzt aber verdächtig spezifisch.
The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another.
Genau.
When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyro-regisvine or an Eye of the Storm. Have I explained it clearly enough?
Nee, ich glaube, ich begreife
To
es
sum
langsam.
up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a sucker. What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit. Mr. Albedo, say something.
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. Wait one moment. If you're
Momentchen.
interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Ja, wir waren ja eigentlich schon hier. Ah, das meint er. Ja, wir dürfen uns alles genau angucken. Regal betrachten. Ein Regal voller Bücher und Tränke. Es sieht aus, als hätte der Besitzer die Angewohnheit, gleichzeitig zu lesen und Tränke zu erforschen. Oh, das klingt so, als wären die dreckig. Erstmal das hier. Tisch betrachten. Das sieht wie ein Alchemie-Arbeitstisch aus. Hier sind einige Tränke und andere Apparate ausgelegt. Benutzt Albedo diese, um die Welt zu erforschen? Wahrscheinlich. Das tut doch nicht weh, das anzufassen, oder? Doch? Fass es nicht an. Tafel betrachten. Ich stehe einfach in der Tafel drin. Eine Tafel, auf der einige unverständliche Versuchsberichte kleben. Ja, also ich erkenne da nichts. Trotzdem merkst du, dass bei den Experimenten Fortschritte gemacht wurden. Okay.
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
Albedo.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting?
Es herrscht ein ziemliches Durcheinander. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wozu das alles gut ist. Ja.
Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to find an everyday use for them. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side, do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world?
Ich glaube ja, aber wir wissen das
question
nicht mehr.
calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment.
Muss ich wieder gegen Schleime kämpfen? Ich habe genug getrunken, danke. Nee, erstmal
No, no. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around.
Okay.
Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
Was? Tut mir leid, ich schaff das einfach nicht. Was? Palmer, probier du mal.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
Ja.
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves.
Lol, nein,
I'm
haben wir
curious
nicht.
to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation.
Bist du sicher, dass du nicht hungrig bist?
I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising.
Nee, ich find's
Anyway.
cool.
Why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Oh, ja, gerne.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
Ich weiß, worauf du hinaus willst. Ich spare eine Flosse und... da.
Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food?
Ich habe keine Ahnung.
Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get these ideas from anyway?
Ich weiß es nicht.
Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
Wir kochen einfach. Da. Okay. Zubereiten. Zubereiten. Ich mach mal ein paar mehr. Fertig.
That was fast.
Ja.
Looking forward to testing the results.
Genau. Gut, okay, hier. Probier es aus.
An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor.
Gern
You seem
geschehen.
well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
Paimon hat einen neuen besten Freund.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, lost property would be a thing of the past. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look.
Wir haben doch unsere Elementsicht. Oder hat das irgendwie jeder, der das hat? Also der Elemente bändigen kann. Die Gegenstände sollten Spuren von Elemente
Oh
aufweisen.
yeah,
Ah,
you could use elemental sight.
kannte der das schon? Ah, da ist etwas.
This must be electro-hypostasis powder.
Da ist was.
The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it.
Gut, wir haben alles.
One piece.
Nein, es tut mir leid.
Goodness, you managed to find them.
Ja,
Incredible. 1,000 thanks.
gern geschehen.
I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning.
Bis zum bitteren Ende. Ich will hier raus. Nein, 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 nein.
In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical.
Okay.
Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing?
Ja, klar. Ich sehe sie. Da hinten ist sie. Nee, aber dieses Monster. Ups, nee.
And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then?
Nee.
So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then could you see her?
Klingt, als würden wir immer noch nach Superkräften suchen. Nee.
Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Okay. Das nächste Experiment sehen wir dann in der nächsten Folge von Genshin Impact. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet viel Spaß beim Zusehen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.